Boom! I love it.
Happy New Year, Ed.
Happy New Year, Gigi.
Yeah,
Back in town.
back in town. I know that you came like.
Represent.
What?
Represent.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. You don't even ask me. I don't even know what they're doing. I know there is a soccer cup coming out, something coming up lately.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
good.
Don't ask me. Nothing.
2024 World Cup, right? Is that what it is?
Right. I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, how was your
Happy New
holiday?
Year.
I know we can't talk too much about our stuff, but we got
People need to
we
tune
took
in.
a long
People need to
stretch.
tune in.
You know, you were with your family for a long while, which is
Yeah.
nice.
I spent the holidays with the fam. I was out in Florida enjoying the nice weather. It wasn't hot. I wasn't in South Florida. I was in North Florida. So I still
Right.
got a little bit of that cold wind chill, I would say. But it wouldn't go past like 45 degrees. I'm lying. One of the days it was like 38, but it was real brief. And then it skyrocketed to the 70s. So that was nice.
Right.
I was in t-shirts most of the time.
Oh wow, that's
And
good.
I got back last night to freeze my buttocks off. And
I
then
mean,
people are telling me it's going to snow this weekend.
it
And
looks
I'm
like
like,
it,
why?
because it's winter.
No. Why couldn't it snow when I was gone?
I don't know. Look,
don't bring
it's
me back.
barely it's freezing level right now. I don't even think we're gonna go to
I went to the gym this
35
morning
today.
and I
Huh?
was freezing. I went to the gym and I saw it said 21 degrees. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yes.
¿Por qué?
And I have a cold, and I think I discounted that this week everybody would be at the gym. Everybody.
Yeah.
And oh my God.
Was
Yeah.
everybody at the gym?
Everybody was at the gym. It's like all those people waiting online to sign up. Madness. I know.
It was interesting. The gym that I normally go to this morning wasn't even that packed. I was expecting it to be packed, but it wasn't.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
worked out for me.
Good. Good. I'm gonna skip the gym today. I got a little bit of a cold, and I wanna give myself some rest. I don't want to push it too much. I'll chill, and we'll see Sunday. I'll go back. But yeah, because I gotta move my. Menopause is a hell of a thing.
Gigi, I've been hearing that for the past 5 years, man. How long does that thing take to begin
I don't know.
and
There
end?
was perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. I don't know. It takes forever. I was in perimenopause before, so you would see me get some hot flashes, like.
What?
This is all messed up. All messed up. Ask your mother. Good morning.
I don't think I want to. Good morning.
All
What,
right.
Gigi? Feel better. Feel better.
No,
right?
I'm good. I got a couple of
Awesome.
meetings lined up. I'm just gonna go on Tylenol and drink a lot and get myself a tea, and I'll be good. Oh, I see Gennady is watching us. Thank you. Gennady is our broker at our now I'm gonna lose my English, at our Sheepshead Bay office at Remax City Square. Yes.
Kennedy? I didn't want to butcher her
jumping in.
name when I posted it here, but I didn't want to butcher her name, so I'm glad you
It's
said
a him. It's a man.
him. I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to butcher his name. You know what? Let me not even. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday.
Let's jump into it. Let's go. I think the first session is great. I know you had a fantastic idea, Ed, as usual. Let's go over. We didn't do any reviews.
I could say
or
this
anything
name. You
this
see,
year.
I could say this.
Yeah, Julio. Hi, Julio.
Good morning, Julio.
All right. Let's go over what happened last year. We all know it was I know for you, Ed, it was a good year, right? You had a great year overall.
Yeah, pretty good year. I broke into the I didn't complete what I had written down as a goal, but I was halfway there. So I know that I already know the work that I have to do to keep going. Luckily, we kicked off this year pretty good. We have appointments that are coming up, buyers that are reaching out. Buyers are realizing that the interest rates are starting to drop, so they're going to take full advantage. So you guys should be reaching out to them right now. But that's what's happening. So
let's go back over the recap. So last year, big thing was the rates.
Oh
The
God.
rates, I think the Feds raised those rates over the year 11 times or something like that.
Yes.
It went to the highest it ever was since
20
2000,
years.
more than, yeah, 20
They
years or
said
so.
it, they said it was the highest they've ever seen in over 20 years. So it was the first time that it went over 8% in over 20 years. That's
Right.
crazy.
Yes, that sort of created a little bit of paralysis because I was reading like a third of the mortgages in America
Hmm.
are around 5% interest rate, right?
Yep.
And so for sellers to want to move, and of course, if you bought during the pandemic, forget it, you were in the twos, in
Yeah.
the twos, the threes. So a lot of those people with rates below five or at five, they were not ready to make any moves, like if they didn't have to, right? So that sort of slowed the rate of listings hitting the market.
Hmm.
All right. And buyers were, again, we had, I think, a problem with affordability. I was reading in that article from Redfin. Was it
Yes.
Redfin?
It
Yes,
was Redfin.
Redfin said that only 16% of buyers were actually affording the rates at 8% in last year's market.
How? What was
That's
the
something.
percentage?
16% of buyers
Damn.
were able to
That's
afford
crazy.
those rates. I know. So that was sort of a bottleneck thing, where it's like, all right, so we still have a high demand. Buyers have a hard time with their qualifications. We had a high demand on property, especially houses. They still went. I
Mhm.
think we had a record high still in prices. Prices are not going to go down.
Yeah, we did,
I
and
don't.
it was crazy because I remember reading in the article, um, the most expensive metro areas
San Francisco.
was San Francisco,
Yeah, I know this,
but
which is
Nassau
insane.
County was on there as well.
Yeah, New York City is on the top 10.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
so New York City and Nassau County were in the top 10, which was crazy.
Yeah, and of course we had the news of, maybe the internal news of this whole Nardo suit and stuff like that, creating a lot more commotion within agents
Yeah.
more than anything. Some buyers, so you have the fear mongers that are like trying to give us all those Zoom trainings, like how to talk to your sellers about what's going on. Most of the sellers don't even know what's going on, and they don't even ask about it. Have you had anybody asking about it?
Sellers asking about the rates?
No, about their lawsuit, the non
No,
lawsuit.
they didn't. They
No,
listen, man. It
nonsense.
was that honestly, I think that flew over most of the consumer's head.
Yes,
The reason why we spoke about it so much is because we're real estate agents.
correct.
So that was only on our minds. So I think people lost track of doing the work and going out there and try to make things happen.
Yeah,
And they felt like because of the fact that we were being attacked as buyers agents, they took a step back. They felt
yeah,
because the interest rates went all the way up to 8% or even a little over than 8%, they felt taken back. So
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people got scared. Unfortunately, just like in every other business, people probably phased out, you know?
Have triggered another problem, and I think that's an issue that this current administration is going to have to face. I think we have a housing problem. The rates are too damn high, as they say. Rates
We,
are super high.
I think,
The rents are very. It's like, I think it's close to $2,000 an average nationwide. It's
yeah,
insane.
it's crazy because I remember hearing that and it's nationwide. This article clearly that Gigi and again,
Yeah,
Gigi, appreciate you sending this over to me, but it literally it's more on a national scale. But I remember over the summer and the end of the summer, fall time, where the average rental prices in New York City was already at $5,000. Like people were paying $5,000
yeah,
in rent,
yeah.
and that is
Imagine.
crazy.
So imagine when they want you to make 40 times
Five
that rent.
thousand.
I
How
know.
much is that? Let's calculate.
Come on.
40 that
200 grand.
40
You
times
need to
five.
make 200 grand a year in order to qualify for those rents.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, if you to a couple of professionals, yeah, sure, but not everybody is, so it's pretty insane, right?
Yeah. And they said that even though inflation was going through like a record high, what wasn't keeping up, and I'm sure everybody felt it, was the income.
Yeah, I
Our
know.
income was not catching up the way these interest rates
Incomes
are.
were not catching up to there was to the price of stuff, even the
Mhm.
bare necessities, the food and stuff. I mean, I don't know how people that live on minimum wage, I really feel for that. I mean, I'm like, wow, you're gonna look at a half gallon of organic milk at $7, $8. You're like, what?
Listen, man, I was just thinking about that on my way back home. As I see the gas, I'm seeing the gas prices go down, but clearly it's for political reasons. Everybody wants to say, "Hey, this looks great."
Yeah,
But I remember not too long ago, man, we were paying almost $4.50 a gallon for regular gas. We were freaking paying what, almost $11 for 12 carton of for 12 eggs.
yeah,
We're paying almost $30 for 20-pound bag of rice. That's
that's a lot of
crazy.
money. Oh wow.
I know.
I don't eat rice like that, so I don't. Wow, 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 wow,
That's
wow,
why I
wow.
stopped eating rice
I mean, it's not supposed to be good for you anyway.
and
Um,
eggs. Stopped eating
yeah,
eggs. You know what? I went on more walks. Gas prices
exactly.
went up. I went on more
I
walks.
know that's good. That's good. And then still a lot of houses flew off the shelves.
Of
Which
course,
is interesting. The few that were there, we had a little bit of the co-op condo market took a little bit of a hit,
it sure did.
and the luxury market.
Yep.
Definitely, that's for sure. I think the luxury market, what were this talking about? Oh, there is another interesting fact. I'll go over it. Um, the luxury market also had a new construction. Forget it. They have a lot of houses that are not going anywhere, and the luxury market took a hit. I think 18% drop in prices or stuff like that. And what was interesting?
What?
A third of the purchases were cash purchases. Overall, in the
Yeah.
400-500 range. Can you believe that? People
Yes.
still with a lot of cash,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, what I think was happening during the pandemic time or right after, because like my folks, I remember my folks ended up selling their home right at the peak of the market, so they made out. But I'm pretty sure a lot of families held off for about a year, because I remember
Okay,
working with individuals and they were telling me, "Hey, look, like they're gonna sell," and it's like, "All right, what are you gonna do next? Where do you want to buy?" They were moving out of the state, right?
right.
Because New York was on the like top two of places people were leaving,
The
right?
Exodus, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember seeing I forgot where I saw it, but it was just like a few weeks ago where I noticed that they kind of did in the census report. Okay, in the census report, they said last year, a little over 100,000 families left New York.
Oh wow,
A
New York
hundred
City.
thousand, New York City,
Yeah,
which was crazy, right? So if they were leaving, what I noticed was that they were telling me they were gonna rent for a year and see what happens with the market.
right.
A
All
year
right, so they're
later,
holding on to
clearly.
their cash. Okay, okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah,
So that's the interesting part about it.
yeah.
But as I was reading through that article, also I noticed that as people left, they were also moving into areas that were affected by the climate. So I don't know if you remember coming across that point on the article, Gigi, but
Like
um,
much warmer climate. That's what people
they were
want. Yeah.
correct. More
Well,
sun and
you
more
have to
affordability.
remember, just like your parents, a lot of people that
Mhm.
sold are basically boomers or
Yes.
early Gen Xers. So
Hmm.
yeah, they don't want to be in the cold anymore. They're about to hit retirement or just did, so they just want to have a better quality of life.
Correct.
That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You know, investors were pretty much out of the picture this year.
Mm.
And same thing, foreclosures, not much happening there too. But I think this is what's going to happen. Like things will turn next year. So it was an interesting year. Also, I read someplace that a lot of people left the industry, a lot of agents, unfortunately, not
Mhm.
equipped to deal with the change, especially if, especially, I mean, I don't want to blame, like, if you're going to go into those models of 100%, they're not equipped to actually, they can afford to give agents training and stuff like that, and
Right.
even if they do, the effort is online and it's not the same as having actual skill building training, tech training, like mindset training. And I think a lot of those 100% companies are sort of people were not able to make it. They're selling you the dream, but then
Mhm.
there is nothing, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it happens. It's you get what you pay for, I guess. And
No, I
typically,
know, I know, I know. And then, like also I'm seeing like conversations with agents all over. Remember how a couple of years ago everything was
Mhm.
social media, and all of a sudden we're back at doing things the old school way. Let's
Yep.
go and talk to the neighbors. Let's
Yep.
go and get some, into a relationship. Let's work our database. So a lot of the folks, the agents, are not used to that. I've encountered people not even knowing they had a database, not even knowing what it was.
Yeah.
So I guess we need to get back to working the old-fashioned way. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, listen, I mean, people like I think now more than ever, people like talking to people,
Yeah,
face to face. It
yeah.
listen, I don't want to knock social media in any way. Still do it, you know what I mean? But
No,
that should be the
no, no,
cherry
no.
on top. You should
You need to have a
yeah,
presence because
yeah,
people definitely check you out for
yeah. They
sure.
want to see who you are before they meet with you in person,
Right. Yeah.
you
They
know?
want to see your presence. They want to see, how what you do, how you advertise yourself, what content you put out. I mean, sellers are still looking at that. It has to be relevant, and it
Yeah,
is. I think you need to have a good combination of both, right?
correct.
So, what do you think is going to happen next year, independently of those articles?
Well, I mean, to your point, you mentioned it. We're having a lot of changes. One thing's for certain, people are going to be running to be new presidents. All right. So,
I
with that being said, I feel like they're going to start to make a reflection in the market, right? As we're already noticing, interest rates are going down. How far down are they going to go, you ask? I don't think they're going to be like in the twos and the threes the way people are expecting. In my
No.
opinion,
Why
I
would
think,
people expect? I don't even think it's going to go. I think it's still going to go in the sixes. We're going to go in the
yeah,
6.5, 6.25.
yeah. I think I was thinking myself maybe anywhere between 5.5 to 6.5. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking as far as a range, you know.
Yeah.
Um, whether we'll get there, hey, I don't know, but that's just my opinion. And I do see the rates going down. They said I think it's
I mean,
supposed to go down about 4 times, right?
I don't want to. I'm not going to go sound political, but I know this current administration has some work to do if they want to be reelected. There
Um,
is a.
we need new administration. Period.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm just seeing what's going on. Again, housing being a huge problem,
Yeah,
cost of living being a huge problem. There is a lot of questions that whether if he was a right wing president or left, of what currently what we have, it doesn't really matter. This is the problems we're faced with, and ultimately they're gonna have a hard time. They're just gonna have to,
yeah.
and that's the way it's been. I've been
The,
there for over 30 years in America. It's like a little ping pong, like a couple of
of
years for this
course.
side, and then we're switching back. It's what it
I don't.
is.
My tongue is bleeding from buying it, Gigi, because quite frankly, as much as we might think that the faces are changing, that's all it really is. They're still a puppet master, and if these people still continue to receive funding from these private organizations, then they're going to implement the laws that these companies want them to implement.
Oh, it's whomever pays the most as far as lobbying. That's
That's
for
it.
sure. I mean, it's been
That's
like
it.
this all the time.
I know.
Unfortunately, is this?
I know.
I, I don't even want
Look,
to get into that conversation.
we
It is
keep
what it is.
sending, we keep sending money. We keep sending money. I don't even know where the money's coming from, but things get more expensive.
Well,
So
that and then there are some sectors where money was is not accounted for. I guess they lost some money in the
and they lost money.
and yeah, not accounted for. Okay, not accounted for.
No, it's lost
So
money. They need to stop playing games and just say, "Yeah, we lost it and we messed
how
up."
can you lose trillions of dollars? How can you lose trillions of dollars?
They can lose. Damn it, they can lose trillions of dollars. Yet we can't show. We can't
I
put more than
understand,
five
and
hundred dollars of
you
cash
know how
in an
I hurt
account
when I
without getting
misplaced like
flagged.
a. You know how I hurt when I misplaced a $20 bill, hence $100, and I'm like when you have those $100 bills and you fold them like so tiny, and then all of a sudden they're gone,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
don't know, like they're gone, they just disappeared. You didn't even spend anything, and you feel like this bugs me the whole day. So
you're damn right
imagine
it bugs you,
trillions.
and it's not bugging them.
I don't
I
know.
don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anywho, let's change the topic the way the politicians should be changed. Um, so going back to what the predictions are. You
Our
also presented a
forecast.
nice article
So
from
yes, with
Keeping Current
election
Matters.
year coming up, rates going down,
Hmm.
I think we might see a little bit of an easing in the inventory. Like we'll get a little bit more houses on the market, but I still think it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, it. I don't think it's honestly. I don't think it's gonna be enough, only because of what we spoke about before. For example, if a lot of the baby boomers or the Gen X's are the ones who are selling houses now, millennials are the one buying, the
Yeah.
Gen Y, Gen Z's. Like these are the folks that are buying. These generations, millennials alone exceeded the population of the baby boomers. So imagine if all of us are flooding the market trying to find a place, but we can't because there aren't enough for sale. The good thing is that although the investors and all these builders were building homes,
No, but
they
they're
said
not
that over
selling.
70. I know they're not selling because they want your arm and your leg to sell the house, right? Because it's one. You know what I realized? Once something new gets built, it's like in its own market.
But guess
Like,
what? Look at it. I mean, don't you think those builders have their hand tied as well? Don't you think the cost of material
yes, but they
has a
also
lot
buy
to do?
they also buy in bulk. And then they also bought the property at a very cheap. Look, I'll be honest with you, right? I know of somebody, an investor, first time investor, purchased the property. I think they paid, I think they paid like 380 for the property. They probably invested no more than $50,000
50,
on the
60,
property.
yeah. Yeah.
That's my opinion because things still looked original. They just painted over it.
Okay.
They sold it for over 500,000. They sold it for like 520 or something
Well,
like
look,
that
how much profit is there?
in
Isn't there if you think
in
about
one
it?
year. In 1 year.
Yeah, but is there really that much of a profit? If you're gonna buy it at almost 400, 380, you're putting 50 plus you have to pay people.
Oh yeah, that you,
You
you
still
already know.
have
You,
the
you already
running cost of insurance, taxes, and stuff like that. In the end, if that investors makes $30,000 and it's a whole year process, is that a lot of money? If you
listen
really think about it.
for a first timer investors. Hell yeah, man! I remember seeing that if you're make. I remember going to these events where they were talking about as an investor, if you can walk away with $30,000 to $50,000, you're good. Clearly, you want to walk away with double the money you invested. I get it. You
Right.
know what I mean? But if you can walk away with that during the time that we were in, of course. One of my co-ops, for example, it was bought as a foreclosure. I think they paid like $100,000 for the thing,
Yeah,
and now they're selling. They didn't do a jack squat to it, and
I
they're about to
know.
sell it for 220. How
Yeah.
does that? You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah,
making money. They're making money. It's
yeah,
not
but
that
I
they're not.
think I think like it's for us to actually keep on educating the people again, like keep on buy the house you need. It's always easier to refi. It's like I understand some people are gonna say, "Oh my God, we bought at 8." So yo,
Yeah,
when the rates are at 6.5, refinance.
correct. Which is
No big
basically
deal. But
what's
you
going to
are in
happen
the
now.
house that you wanted.
Yeah.
And you're already working on getting equity in that. So I think it's for us
And
to keep on educating people.
you probably paid less than you would have if that house
Yeah,
was at 5%, if you had to get a 5%
definitely.
interest rate, you
Yeah,
know?
which brings me to the prices are not going to go down. I'm hearing stuff where prices will go down. No, prices are not going to go down.
No way. I don't see that happening. And
Too much.
maybe and
Yeah.
may again, in our market, I don't see that happening. On a national level, depending on some of these other states, maybe, maybe if it's not heavily populated, if it's
I
not,
don't know.
if it's not,
Yeah. What do
if
you?
it's,
I would like to hear from other agents out there or anybody jumping into this live stream. What do you think? I think I think prices. We're not going to see like a 12% price increase, but we're still going to be in the 2%, 2.5. It's still going to go
Mhm.
slowly up.
Yeah,
Again, maybe not
I,
as fast as the inflation because you also have affordability.
yeah,
But we'll see some increases.
yeah.
If you bought 5 years ago, you're doing pretty good.
And I feel that if the folks that were looking around the time where it was going from 6 to 7 to 8% interest rates, and now they're seeing it go down to the 7 to the 6% interest rates,
Hmm.
these folks are gonna rush the market. You know what I mean? Because what you qualified for before at 8%, now at 6%, you're qualifying for a lot more money.
You know what I've noticed? I'm going to give you like some golden chicken nuggets right there.
Oh my goodness, here
Working
we go.
on get the freaking chicken. Like looking at the tech available we have. When you member of one KMLS, Long Island
Yes.
Board of Realtor, helping agents working their farm. There are tons of properties that came on the market between COVID and now, and that expired, never sold, that are still not sold, that
Hmm.
still remain as old expireds. And when you're going to look at the price of property between 2020 and now, that you definitely build up more equity. And then as the rates are easing off, and with the I don't know, we're having this program Remind, it shows you a lot, what kind of rates the sellers were having at
Yep.
that time. You're going to be able to find people that were even in the sixes when they purchased their properties, or even if they purchased in the 90s, at
Hmm.
8%. Some people did not even refinance. I looked at stuff and I'm like, we have so many low hanging fruit as
Yeah.
agents. If only we're willing to do the work. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
I saw a
All.
funny meme come up before we read this comment. I saw a funny meme come up where it said that,
Let me see. Vernally. Did you put Vernally's?
hold on, not yet. Real quick
Okay.
before you put it up there. The meme was that realtors, agents are doing everything and anything except cold calling. And then it was a guy getting in those ice bucket things. You take like an ice bath.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what the image was behind it. But it's
Okay.
true.
So,
Like you said, low hanging fruit. Go ahead, Gigi.
exactly. So, Vernally. Vernally saying, as far as co-op, yes, you're seeing more buyers for the same units, but rates need to drop a tad more. And they will, Vernally. Give it another month. You'll see they will. They will. Then prices will rise slightly, supply and demand, until more sellers list. But you see, rates drop and then price rises. Same
Yeah.
problem.
It's more of a
Unless,
demand.
I know,
It's more demand. That's
I
what
know.
it is. If
Yeah,
like to your point, there were a lot of cash buyers during the time where the interest rates were high,
yeah,
right? So they're still buying. But
yeah,
now if the interest rates go down, more people want to buy. So now you have the cash buyers plus these individuals that now qualify for more that now want to buy.
yeah, yeah.
So it
And
is.
I'm
It's
I'm
the
I'm
prices
glad you
are
took
going to
a
go up.
break in December to be with your family. You told me almost 20 days, right?
20 days, yeah.
From yeah, yeah, from what, December 10th to now?
The 15th
December,
to the 4th. So I came
yeah.
back yesterday, yeah, from the
Yeah, so
15th.
it's
I was
pretty
gone.
cool because there was almost not much happening.
Yeah.
There were some inquiries coming in. I think I got more inquiries on New Year's Day for listings than I did for the whole month of December.
That's true.
right?
Actually, it's funny you said that because literally right after is where I started to get calls like, "Oh, hey, look, I'm thinking about buying. We met some time ago,"
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like, "Damn."
I know.
That's why follow up is key, folks. Set up your CRM, set up your campaigns. I've been touching on, I mean, not like that. I've been hitting this person with properties for almost 4 years now, and now they want to buy.
I know. And you stayed in touch with them. Can
Of
you show
course.
to everybody the nice holiday gifts you had for your
Hey,
clients? That was
yo,
really thoughtful and very nice. And I think somebody might steal the idea.
yo,
So,
your boy got his own vineyard now. All right, look at this guy. Look at that. And this thing
so
was
you
a
had
hit.
your
Look at
own
that.
label. You found a nice wine producer in California, and you made your own labels. And just that's kind of
That's
cool.
it. Scan right there.
Yes,
You
that's
know.
nice.
So I sent this all out, and again, it's people loved it. It was a hit. So that's
Yeah.
literally what I spent December on because again, to your point, it was out of control. People weren't reaching out, and again, we had so many holidays. It's kind of like that was the best time for me to take a break, but I
Oh
was
no, I'm
still
glad you
focused
did. Yeah, yeah,
on my
yeah, yeah,
clients. You know what I mean? But it
yeah,
was a
yeah,
hit.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
loved it.
Good. And then some agents still made, I have a few agents that were able to have like three, four contracts,
Yeah,
back in December. They really pushed the envelope, which I'm glad they did. It's good,
very good.
but it's good. So now we're back in the swing of the things. We think we're busier, even though it's
Yep.
the first week of January. We're a little bit
Mm-hmm.
busier, definitely than last year. That's for sure. The phone is ringing
100%.
more, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's go get those listings. Okay.
Yep.
Low hanging fruit, people. that's
That's
that's what it is, and they're out there. You just need to golden chicken nugget. You just need to go and talk to homeowners. Have those real estate conversations.
yeah.
That's it.
You have to.
That's all.
But so don't worry, don't be scared. It's gonna soften up. People want to get reelected this year, but don't fall for the trap. Um,
Okay, I'll stay out of this conversation. And but sharpen your skills. Go like
yes.
make sure you sharpen your lead generation skills, your follow up skills, your lead
Yep.
conversion. If you think about it, how well do you convert, right? You
And
follow up. I know.
I know we were partying and all, but don't forget last month or even I saw people doing it in November, putting their goals together for
We
2024.
did it in October.
That's
We're
what I'm
like,
saying.
this is it, October.
So for those of y'all that did it in October, that was about 3 months ago. I
Yeah,
hope you have it in front of you because we are now January 5th
yeah.
in the new year. So let's punch it. Let's kick it. Let's get these listings. Stop being scared. Don't worry about the rates. Don't worry about all the lawsuits happening against the buyer's agent. If you go out there and you're effective and you present value, you're not going to have any issues.
Right.
And that's it. That's all I
That's
had
it.
to say.
Amen. That's it. All right, this is it for today, folks. Yes, raise the
Yeah.
roof.
Raise the roof. Don't freeze out
All
there.
right,
All right. Don't freeze out there.
music maestro. I don't know.
Here
I'm
we go.
sort of looking forward to. Imagine if we have a lot of snow. When was the last time I went like, what is it like sledding on the snow? Like
Well, I do
finding
want
those
to go snowboarding.
old garbage lids and just go and slide on the snow. Come on.
I do want to go snowboarding, so that's the only thing I'm looking
Snowboarding.
forward
Here you
to.
go.
But I'd rather it snow over there, not here.
Okay. I know, because New York snow is pretty the first day, then the next day it's all gray and.
It's not
All
even
right.
that. We don't have a place to put it. You shovel the snow, you throw it on the street. The plow truck comes and shovels it off the street back onto your property. It's almost like you're just doing the same thing over and over again.
I mean, it's gonna melt. So where would you want to put the snow?
We need to have some type of system, yo. I'm gonna create something.
Okay.
We gotta burn it. We burn it, and then it turns into water, and then it goes down the drain. That's it. Done.
Okay. All right, then we need to work on a better sewer system. I know. All right. I know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time. And
Peace out,
don't
everybody.
hesitate to reach out to us on our social media, right? NYC.
Wait. Who's
go
the
ahead.
MVP? Who's the MVP?
Oh, well.
We can't. We can't.
We can. Can we have Vernally? She posted a couple of things.
Yeah, of course.
or everybody. But Vernally number one, number two, ex aequo is Gennady and Julio. Yeah.
There you go. Shout out to you guys for not being scared to comment
I know.
and chat with us. And we appreciate your attention. We appreciate all the love.
All
So
right.
thank you guys.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
great weekend. Stay
All right.
warm.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Hopefully it
guys.
doesn't snow. Hopefully, God, please don't let it snow.
It's okay. All right, guys.
Bye, everybody.